Hello everyone, this is Bempati Ramya Shravani. My teammates are Shima Thabassum and Tata Lokesh Chandra. We belong to Anurag Group of Institutions, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Our major project is on fake profile identification system. We are doing this project under the guidance of P. Vinayasri Ma'am, Assistant Professor in CSC Department of Anurag Group of Institutions. These are the contents of our PPT. Abstract, introduction, motivation, existing approaches and drawbacks, objectives, methodology, technologies and tools, execution, conclusion, references. Next comes the abstract. So in today's world, the dependency on the computer technology is increasing very rapidly day by day. So many average vulnerable citizens are being vulnerable to many crimes such as data breaches and possible identity thefts. So the main target of these hackers are social media networks such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. So this is being a major cybersecurity problem nowadays. So our project actually intends to build a artificial neural network solution to prevent the danger of a bot in the form of fake profile social media. So we are using a deep learning algorithm here, which is ANN. So it determines the possibility of a social media profile to be fake or genuine. So we are going to consider various parameters of the social media network that can drive a profile into a data breaches or web scraping. So we are going to build a web browser plugin, which is going to identify whether a social media network is fake or authentic. Next comes the introduction. So social media networks make revenue from the data that is being provided by the users. On an average, an user generates $26.76 per quarter. So if we think of all the users that are going to use the social media network in a year, that number adds up to many billions. So this is a huge profit. So social media networks encourage many users to use their systems. So in this issue, there arises a newsworthy issue where the social media network can be used by a fake profile, and also there can be many other genuine profiles too. So many users are getting hacked day by day due to data breaches and web scraping through fake profiles. So what is actually a fake profile? A fake profile is the representation of a person, organization, or company that does not truly exist on social media. Often these accounts use names and identities that not only look real but are designed to get closer access to specific people and their target audience. The appearance of these fake profiles can range from an attractive woman who is trying to gain access to any other Facebook profiles, or a business such as a bank reaching out to you for updated account information. And it can be used by e-commerce websites also to follow the trend of the users for their products. They usually are recently opened web accounts that have very few friends, and anywhere from just a dozen to several hundred. The pictures they use are usually altered versions of images stolen from actual people or organizations. So maybe someone is using your pictures for malicious purposes somewhere on the internet to deceive, gain access, and exploit your data. So actually, who uses these fake profiles? It can be used by anyone, like it can be used by government agencies, companies, TD hackers, and professional online criminals too. All you need is a fake phone number, email, and stolen or altered images. Then you're good to go to start a fake profile. Truly strong fake profiles are built slowly and they take time. No one built their Facebook profile in one day. So that should be a clear red flag. Marketing agencies also use them as they want to research what people are doing online. It is not completely illegal since users grant profiles access to their publicly posted information on social media. They are granting them with full awareness and consent. Social engineering methods are used to suppress any psychological barriers that the person behind the fake profile might detect in his targets. This includes gender, age, and ethnicity, appearance, where they work, and went to school. All of these components allow hackers closer access to their goal, your data. So there are some basic trends of these fake profiles. Like there are some general characteristics for a fake profile from which we can identify whether a profile is a fake or authentic. This general characteristics trend is being implemented through our ANN model, and we are going to detect how a profile is fake or authentic. So let us discuss what are these general characteristics of a fake profile. So the general characteristics of a fake profile are: it has very less account age. See, if a profile has long age, then automatically any crime branches related to the local authority will detect that the profile is doing some malicious activities in the social media. So here the account age should be very less. And after that, the account link description is not obtained anywhere. Since it is a fake profile and it is being used by some hackers to do some data breaching or web scraping things, they do not encourage to reveal their account link description to any other public. So location IP is also not provided because they can track, actually the local authorities can track the IP address and find that particular hacker, and they can take some legal actions on them. So they keep their location IP private. And then location also is not specified anywhere. Normal profiles, normal people add their location in their description. They try to reveal most of the things about them in their profiles to their followers, but these accounts do not encourage such type of trend. They are going to keep their location in a hidden secret. And then they are not very oftenly active in the social media because they only use the social media for some malicious activities like data breaching or retrieving the information, gaining the access, or intruding into some other's profile and taking their information. They do these only these activities in the social media. So they don't oftenly come into the social media to like somebody's post or uh, post by themselves or any such kind of activities. So they are not oftenly active in the social media, and they have very less followers. Why this happens is this may be dependent on the account age too, because they are active for a very less period and they have created their account recently, and also this may be the reason for their less followers. And also they are a fake profile, so they target only the targeted profiles, and they give friend request to those profiles only. They do not encourage other profiles to be their friends, because they even have theft that local authorities can give them a friend request through another fake profiles, and they may get in trouble. So that is why they won't encourage many much followers. Next, in our project, we are going to determine the social media profile, whether it is a genuine or fake, by using a deep learning algorithm called artificial neural network. So these artificial neural networks are generally used in machine learning projects.
Coming to motivation, as we all know that the online social network has become as a great venue for the scammer. They are like impersonating the identities of the user, and they are creating like fake profiles. This fake profiles has become as a popular tool for the intruder, which are used to carry out the malicious activities such as impersonating the attacks and harming the person's reputation and privacy in online social network. Hence, recognizing of this fake profile identities are considered as one of the critical security problems in online social network. And in this, we are using the detection mechanism called fake profile identifier to detect and recognize the fake profile identities. And in this, we are using artificial neural network to identify the fake profile identities. And in addition to this, our proposed detection mechanism is very has achieved a strong competitive result compared to the other detection mechanism in this project. Now coming to existing approaches and the drawbacks, they are like three approaches that has been used previously to identify the fake profile identities. First one is regular expression and the deterministic finite automata. This is used to check whether the given pattern in the data set. If the given pattern matches with the real data set, what we have given, then it will be written as this profile is genuine. If it is not there in the data set, if it won't matches with the data set, then it will be written as it is not genuine. In this algorithm, our it was less complex compared to other algorithms, but the accuracy of this algorithm was regular expression and deterministic finite automation is only 89.73% compared to the other approaches. And coming to the entropy minimization discretion, it is a Navy base. It works for the Navy base, and it works for both continuous uh, and discrete variables. But in this, it was working better for the discrete variable rather than continuous variable. So this approach was also not that much accurate compared to the other approaches. Now coming to machine learning approach by using support vector machine. This algorithm was showing the accuracy of about 96.7% and the error rate of this algorithm was 0.126. Coming to Navy base with NLP preprocessing, it is a natural language preprocessing that is used to identify the fake profile. And the accuracy of this algorithm was 94.8 with an error rate of 0.093. Coming to objectives, as our main objectives of this project is to identify the fake profile in online social network. And in this, we are like using artificial intelligence approach is built using artificial neural network. By using artificial neural network, we are identifying the fake profile identification. That is our main objectives of this project. And in this, we are also identifying the what parameters are affecting most on the fake profile, like they are like a total 8 inputs that we have been given in this project. Those are like gender, account age, user age, link description, status font, location, and location IP. Those we will be like checking what parameters are affecting most on the profile. Like if the for example, if the friend request is more and the posts are less in that profile, then it is considered that the given profile is fake, as the friend requests are more, but they are posting only the less post, so that is considered to be as a fake. By seeing all the parameters what are they, according to that we will be like determining the what affect more on the fake profile. And in this, we are also using the web browser plugin to design that output whether a social media profile is fake or authentic.
Next comes the methodology. So here we have some steps in the methodology. The first comes the data extraction. So here we deal with the extraction of the data from the internet. So we have considered a data set, which is a Facebook profile data set, and we have extracted this data from the GitHub. So that data belongs to the 2019 year. And the next step is data preprocess. For data preprocessing, we are actually using an algorithm, which is the one-hot encoding. Here in the picture, we can see how this one-hot encoding is done. Let us consider there are 2 columns and we have 4 rows here. So it is going to consider every row to be an attribute. Like here we can see ID is generally a primary column. So we don't deal with the inputs in the ID column. Next comes the colored column where we have inputs like red, blue, green, and blue again. So we are going to design this into 3 unique duplicate attributes. So the first one is the color red, and the second one is the color blue, and the third one is the color green. So if we consider the first ID, under the color column, we have the input red. So we are going to make color red column to be 1 and others to be 0. That indicates that the color of this particular row is red. Then next comes blue. Similarly, here the color blue will be 1, making the other colors to be 0. So this makes that the color to the second row is the blue. So the same goes with the third and fourth row too. So this type of encoding is called as one-hot encoding, and we can import this from the Keras package in the Python libraries. So in this way, we are going to pre-process the data set that is given to us. So next comes the data partition. So data partition simply deals with the splitting of the data. In a general machine learning model, we are going to divide the data set into a training data set and a testing data set. So the same goes with here also, because we are using a deep learning algorithm, which is artificial neural network. So we are going to divide the data set into a training data set and testing data set in the ratio of 0.2. That is, among 6 parts, 1 part we are going to take it as a testing data, and other 5 parts we are going to take it as training data. So we will be dividing it into a ratio of 1:5. Then comes building the ANN model. Building of artificial neural network model includes designing a input layer, designing a hidden layer, designing a output layer. Actually, in our project, we are going to consider only one hidden layer. So we are going to take one input layer, one hidden layer, and one output layer. So in order to build these things, we are going to take a method which is dense. And after that, we are going to take the activation functions, which are ReLU and softmax. So coming to the activation functions, generally in an ANN model, the inputs and the weights are being summarized by the activation functions. So in order to make the input layer and the hidden layer, we are going to take the activation function, which is the ReLU. So ReLU actually indicates most recent deep learning neural networks use rectified linear unit. So this is generally used for the hidden layers, and it can be used for input layer too. So a rectified linear unit has output 0 if the input is less than 0, and raw output otherwise. That is, if the input is greater than 0, the output is equal to the input. So ReLU activation functions are the simplest non-linear activation function you can use, obviously. So if there are more neurons, then ReLU acts very perfect. So for this, for less number of neurons, we can go with softmax too. Research has shown that ReLU result is much faster training for large networks. Most frameworks like TensorFlow and TF-Learn make it simple to use ReLU on the hidden layers. So you won't need to implement them yourself. It is automatically implemented. Next, coming to softmax, in our project, we are going to use softmax activation function to design the output layer. So the softmax is basically a sigmoid function that can be applied easily. The ReLU will not vanish the effect during your training process. However, when you want to deal with classification problems, they cannot help much. Simply speaking, the sigmoid function can only handle 2 classes, which is not what we expect. So there arises the softmax function need. So the output of this softmax function is equivalent to a categorical probability distribution. It tells you the probability that any of the classes are true. So we are going to take basically 2 neurons in the output layer, which is to determine whether the given profile is fake or authentic. So it determines whether it determines the possibility of a profile to be fake and the possibility of a profile to be genuine. So next comes the training and testing data set. So we are going to divide the training and testing data set in the data partition. So we are going to fit this training data set and testing data set in the model. So if we fit the training data set in the model, it gives us the trained model. And if we fit the testing data set in the model, it gives us the test model. After training the model, we are going to fit the test data set into the model, and we are going to test the model. So from that, we are going to get the output, which is displayed to the user. And meanwhile, while compiling the model, we are going to use the metrics, which is the accuracy, to calculate the accuracy of our model. So the evaluated accuracy is also shown to the admin. So here comes the architecture of a ANN model. So in the how ANN actually works can be seen in this picture. Here we have an input layer, we have a hidden layer, and we have a output layer. So in the input layer, we are having inputs which are summarized with the weights, and they go through a transfer function, and from there the net input is given to the activation function. So as we discussed earlier about the activation functions, based on the input layer or the hidden layer, it is going to take the relu function, and from there it is going to go to the output layer. So in the output layer, we are going to use the softmax activation function. So the inputs are being uh, tackled with the weights, and then we are going to summarize these things, and then we are going to give the net input to the hidden layer, and they are going to go under the activation function, and then we get the output. So this process actually goes for a back propagation too. So this is the specialty of the ANN. So they go through a back propagation, and again the same process repeats until we get the acquired output. So in this way, an ANN function works. ANN model works.
Coming to technologies and tools, we use the programming language called Python and Django framework. And we do use different modules like Pandas, NumPy, MATLAB, Theano, Scikit-learn, Keras, TensorFlow. So coming to Pandas, Pandas is open source library in Python. It provides ready to use high performance data structures and data analysis tools. Pandas modules runs on top of NumPy, and it is popularly used for data science and data analytics. Next comes to NumPy. NumPy is fundamental package for scientific computing in Python. NumPy arrays facilitate advanced mathematical and other types of operations or large number of data. Typically, such operations are executed more efficiently and with less code than possible using Python built-in sequences. And next coming to MATLAB, it provides a flexible two-way integration with many programming languages, including Python. This allows different teams to work together and use MATLAB algorithms within production software and IT systems. Next coming to Theano. Theano is Python library and optimizing compiler for manipulating and evaluating mathematical expressions, especially matrix valued ones. In Theano, computations are expressed using a NumPy syntax and compiled to run efficiently on either CPU or GPU architectures. Next, coming to Scikit-learn. Scikit-learn is probably the most useful library for machine learning in Python. The sklearn library contains a lot of efficient tools for machine learning and statistical modeling, including classification, regression, clustering, and dimensionally reduction. Next, coming to Keras. Keras is an open source software library that provides a Python interface for artificial neural networks. Keras acts as interface for the TensorFlow library. Until 2.3 version, Keras supported multiple backends, including TensorFlow. And next, coming to TensorFlow. It is an open source artificial intelligence library using data flow graphs to build models. It allows developer to create large-scale neural networks with many layers. TensorFlow is mainly used for classification, perception, understanding, discovering, and prediction and creation. And coming to the algorithm we use is artificial neural network, and the other scripting languages are HTML and JSP. And coming to use case diagram, this describes the system functionalities. And here we have the two actors named admin and user. Admin is a primary actor and user is secondary actor. Admin will access the system by using his credentials. If credentials are wrong, he will be redirected to the same admin.html page. User will enter the profile details. And the profile details are there are different attributes. The user will enter those attributes. Admin will trigger ANN model, then ANN model will be generated. If it contains, ANN loader, ANN model contains 3 layers: input, hidden, output, and next will be, and we will pick the dataset into the model, and we will train the dataset. We will find the accuracy, and that will be displayed to the admin. We will pick the test dataset into the model, and output is displayed.
Coming to sequence diagram, here we are having like three lifelines. Those are like user, admin, model, and the data set. In this first, user will enter the profile details. Like they are actually eight input details that we are entering, like account age, gender, user age, link description, status font, friend font, location, and location IP. Those details user will enter, and the admin will go and he will be like entering the username and the password. If the username is correct, then it will go to the model. If it is wrong, then it will stay in the admin itself. Then if it is correct, it will go to model. There he will admin will send the request to the model, and from the model it will import the data from the data set, and that model will build an ANN layer. In this ANN layer we are having like three layers that are like input, output, and the hidden layer. By using the dense function we are building these layers. In input we are input and output layer we are using the ReLU activation function, that is rectified linear unit, that works it is an advanced activation function than others, and after that it will the model will optimize and compile ANN layer. For optimize we are using ADAM, that is the adaptive movement estimation, is an algorithm for optimizing this uh, layer, and for compiler we are using loss and the optimizer. For loss we are using the categorical cross entropy, and the model will then view the ANN trained data set, and that will be viewed by the admin. Then after that it will train the model, and that model will evaluate the accuracy and send it to the user. Then admin, then admin will display the output to the user, that is whether the given profile is fake or authentic. That will be viewed by the user.
Next comes the class diagram. In the class diagram, we are basically having three classes, that is user, model, and admin. So in the user class, we have the attributes like input, and we have the method user check. So the user is going to give the input attributes to the model. So in the model, we have the attributes like data, train X, train Y, test X, text Y, model, result. So the result is nothing but whether the profile is fake or authentic one. So we are going to have the methods in the model class, which are import data, split data set, generate model, and view train. So the relationship between the user class and the model class is a composition one. So we can see that over in the diagram. And then we are going to have another class, which is the admin class, in which we have the attributes like username and password. So the admin login method, it is going to take the inputs of the username and password, and it is going to check whether the username matches with the password and whether the admin is authentic one or a fake. If the admin is authorized, then it will give the access to trigger the model method. If not, it stays in the same admin.html page and gives a result that login is failed. So the admin has to try again with a new password and username again to be authorized one. So the relationship between the model class and the admin class is an association relationship. So that can be depicted in the picture. So user is going to enter the input attributes to the model, and in the model it is going to first import the data, and after that in the split data set it is going to split the data set into this testing data set and the training data set. And after that the generate model is triggered. In the generate model it is going to import the model sequential ANN from the Keras package, and after that it is going to build the different layers, and it is going to compile those layers, and it is going to give the output of the accuracy that can be viewed by the admin. And also it is going to have another method in the model class, which is the view train. In that it is going to show the trained data set to the admin as well as the user. So as there is a composition relationship between the user class and the model class, it is going to give the ultimate result, that is the result attribute, to the user check method. So in the user check, the user is going to view the result computed by the model method, and it is going to determine the profile, the entered profile details are fake profile details or genuine profile details.
Coming to activity diagram describes the flow of work done. Here, coming to activity diagram, here user will enter profile details. If credentials are correct, he will be authorized, else he will not be authorized. After that, admin will build that ANN model, which consists of input, hidden, and output layer. He will compile the model and he will train the model to evaluate the accuracy, and there we can view the output.
Next comes the ANN implementation. So in the generate model lies our clear code of implementing the ANN model, ANN algorithm. So we are going to import the data, and then we are going to take the training and testing dataset from the split dataset method, and we are going to import the sequential ANN algorithm from the Keras module, and then we are going to use the dense function to create the input layer, and we are going to take the inputs of 8 independent attributes that are being entered by the user, and then we are going to take the activation function, that is relu, and we are going to give the name of the input function, that is fc1, and then we are going to take a hidden layer, and in that we are going to take the dense function, and we are going to take 200 neurons for hidden function, and we are going to take the activation function, that is relu, and we are going to name the hidden function as fc2, and then we are going to build the output layer, and we are going to give the name of the output layer as the output, and we are going to take the activation function, that is the softmax, and we are going to take 2 neurons, and we are going to use dense function to create this output layer, and then we are going to take the optimizer, that is the Adam, and it has a accuracy of 0.001 error rate, and then we are going to compile this model, and in order to compile the model we are going to send the arguments that are optimizer, and to calculate the error rate we are going to consider categorical cross entropy method, and then we are going to find the accuracy metrics too, and then we are going to print the neural network summary in the command prompt by using the model.summary method, which prints the layers that are present, and it prints the how many neurons are there and the parameters too, and after that we are going to fit the training data set into the model in order to train the model, and we are going to consider 200 approaches for that, and the batch size is 5 over here, and after that we are going to evaluate the model by again fitting the test data into the model, and we are going to get the results. So this results accuracy, if we multiply it into 100, we can get the percentage of accuracy. So that percentage of accuracy is being redirected to the admin screen.html page, where the admin can view the accuracy of the model.
Now these are the screenshots of our project, and this is mainly this is an index.html page. In this we are having like 3 those are like a home, admin, and the user. If we click on the admin, here they are going to ask like enter the username and the password. Here we have given the username as the admin and the password. Then if you click on the login, then now it is showing that generate ANN model. In generate ANN train model, it will give the accuracy of our model. And now if we click on the logout, now we are clicking on the user. Here it is giving the account details like input details like account age, gender, then user age, and all the input details we have to enter in this. If we click on the submit, then it will give the output. As now we have clicked on the submit, and it is showing that the given account details predicted as genuine. Now we are doing for the other input variables, and here we have given like other input details, and here we got the output like given account details predicted as fake.
Now let's see the execution part. So we are going to open the command prompt, and in the command prompt I'm going to give the command python manage.py run server. So it is going to run the manage.py file in the Django framework. We actually used the Django framework to so it is actually performing the running of the Python file. it is going to import the tensor backend, and after that it is going to display the link from which we can access the HTML pages. So if we click that link in the Google tab, we can see the home.html page. So now here we can see that the TensorFlow is backend. So it is going to use all the libraries, NumPy, etc. So here we are using Python 3. So now it has given us the link. So we are using the local port 8000, and this is the IP address. Let's direct to the index.html page. So here we can see the home page. So there is some description about the fake profiles here. This is the home page. Let's go into the admin. And here, if we click, the username is admin and the password is also admin. Now, if we click into login, it actually logins into this page. Now let us click generate ANN train model. So here in the command prompt, we can see the summary, ANN summary, and then it is going to take 200 approaches and it is going to find the accuracy of every approach. So this may take a while because it should run all the approaches, and every approach batch size is around 5. So there are around 200 approaches here. So it is also calculating the loss and also the accuracy of the approaches. So now we are at 130 around. So now it is done. Now we can view the accuracy here. And then we can see the view ANN train data set. So we have the different attributes that we are going to take. These 8 are the independent attributes and this is the dependent attribute. So we can view the view trained data set here. And after that, if the admin logs out, the user will enter the account details. Now let me show you the data set also. So this is the data set. And let us take this data set, or else we can consider data set 2. Let us take some attributes. See, it has shown that the profile is genuine. Let us try for some other input. It has shown that the profile is fake. It is not that it only works for these inputs in the dataset. It will work for any other inputs also. We can give any other details and we can test it. So it will show the output for us. Let me show you the code that we are actually deploying. We are using an MVC architecture here. And if we open this, we are going to get the actual code here. So we are importing these packages from the Python libraries. See, we are importing the sequential ANN from the Keras models, and we are importing the one hot encoder from the scikit-learn preprocessing because it is a preprocessing technique. And we are using Adam to optimize our model that is being imported from the Keras.optimizers. And we are using Keras layers functions like dense, activation, dropout, etc. So we are importing pandas too, and we are importing train test split data set from the scikit-learn model selection package. So for HTTP responses and request context and messages, for all those things, we are using the Django techniques. Next, we are going to take a global variable, that is the model. So these methods are basically to trigger the HTML pages. So these HTMLs, I have written it in the static folder of the code. And then we are going to take the admin login method. In admin login method, we can see that it is taking the input of username and the password, and it is checking for their authentication. If they are authorized, it is going into the admin screen.html page. Otherwise, it is staying in the admin.html page, and it is displaying the message that the login has been failed. And we have the import data here. In the import data, we can see that it is reading the dataset from a device location, and then it is going to divide the dataset into rows and columns. And after that, it is going to split the dataset into training and testing dataset. So it is taking the independent attributes to be X, and the dependent attribute, that is whether the profile is fake or genuine, into Y. And it is going to reshape it, and it is going to pre-process here. We can see it is making use of one hot encoder, and then it is going to transform the dependent variables, and then it is going to split the training data set and testing data set in the ratio 0.2, that is 1:5, and then it is going to return the testing data set and training data set. Now let us see the user check method. In user check, on the receiving the post request method, it is going to take the inputs. These are the various attributes, and then it is going to add it to the existing data set, and it is going to fit that the data set into the model.predict class, and it is going to fit the test data set, which is the entered data set, and it is going to acquire the output. If the output is 0, it is going to display that the account is genuine, and if it is 1, it is going to display that the account is fake. So this message is displayed in the user.html page. And after that, we have the generate model method. This one we have explained in the PPT. And after that, we have the view train method, in which the train dataset is being viewed to the admin. So here it is going to take all the attributes. It is going to take all the attributes. We can see here, and it is going to display the train dataset to the user. Sorry, admin. It is going to see, it is going to split it into the rows and columns, and then it is going to split every row, and it's going to give it to the view data.html page, where the admin can access this page and read the view train dataset. So this is our code, and this is our execution. Next comes the conclusion.
Coming to conclusion, in this paper, we proposed deep learning algorithm and used pre-processing techniques. By using these techniques, we can easily detect the fake profile from the social network sites. These pre-processing techniques are used to analyze the dataset, and the deep learning algorithm, artificial neural network, used to classify the profiles and improve the detection accuracy rate. The presented algorithm learns the patterns of the bot behavior by back propagation and minimizing the final cost function. And these are the references. These are the Facebook links, and we gather data from that, and the remaining are the generals.
Thank you.